Every good documentary usually starts off with a question or a quick fact. Here's a quick fact. Nearly 14.8 million adults and 3.1 million adolescents are affected by clinical depression. I am one of the 3.1 million adolescents that is diagnosed with clinical ongoing depression. I won't bore you with my entire story that led to where I'm at right now, because believe me, there's a lot, but I'll give you some basics. I'm Matt Kaufman. I'm 17, I'm a senior in high school, and things aren't going quite my way. I'm still trying to fit in, trying to explore dating. I'm still trying to even hold on to friendships that for the average high schooler fade away after middle school. I met my best friend in 8th grade. He, along with anyone else depicted in this documentary, will be nameless and faceless. Let's call him K. After 4 years of friendship, the dude starts to take interest in my cousin. Same age as us, a blonde, attentive, controlling, and very needy. We'll call her H. So Kay starts hanging out with my cousin and isn't inviting me along. And I'm thinking to myself, is this fair? I'm the one that introduced him to her. Why is this happening to me? For some background reference, H hadn't talked to me since about middle school. We had always been there in intermediate school and elementary school. But when middle school hit, she became too popular for me. She wouldn't even let me sit at her lunch table. From pre-K to 8th grade, I experienced a whirlwind of friendships and a crap ton of bullying. I was in a world that didn't like me, and I never did anything wrong to it. I was always approachable. But like I said, in the 8th grade, I meet this kid K. We didn't have that much in common, and for some reason, that made us great friends. I introduced him to my cousin my sophomore year after one of her numerous boyfriends broke up with her. She called herself depressed. But she wasn't. She hadn't talked to me since middle school, and for some reason, out of my urges, I felt it was necessary to introduce her to the person that could always cheer me up. Well, yeah, that was a big mistake. Obviously, K and H hit it off right away, so when it came to the point that I wasn't being invited along to do stuff with the two of them, I asked H what was up, and of course, she didn't have a clear answer. I knew what the answer was. She was controlling our friend group. I got real sad. It wasn't an actual depression, but I got sad because K wasn't hanging out with me and wasn't even trying to make an effort to hang out with me. During this time, K's dad was dying from cancer. I tried being there for him in every way possible. I would ask him how he's doing, nothing. About after a year of battling, his dad passed. And of course, I tried to console him, nothing. But what really ticked me off was when my cousin asked him how he was doing after his dad's death. And he actually talked to her about it, for a good long time. My immediate thoughts were, what kind of friend am I that I can't even be there to talk to my own friend? But some girl that he barely knows and happens to be related to me can. It came to the point where I didn't know what to do anymore. I told my parents I wanted to kill myself. Like I said, K felt no remorse, and neither did H. There was no remorse felt when I was eventually shipped out to a mental health unit, locked down for a day. If K or H were to tell their side of the story, they would have people thinking that I'm crazy. I'm still depressed. I know for a fact that my ex-best friend is dating my cousin, neither of them having any remorse, and I know that my best friend is not my best friend anymore. So why tell you all this? What makes my depression/suicide story so much different from anyone else's? The answer is nothing. I tell you this to spread awareness. There are a lot more kids in my school, in schools everywhere, and around the world that have worse depression stories than mine. I tell you this because right now I, along with 14.8 million adults and 3.1 million adolescents, are suffering from clinical depression because people are the major causes of it. More than 90% of the people have asked the question, have you ever bullied someone online or in person? Would have to say yes. And obviously I can't say no to that question. A lot of people have done it. But I've never done it to the point where I, along with 52% of the population, have been told online to kill ourselves. And no, I wasn't told that in a joking manner. To a person that doesn't have depression, my story, along with many others, may seem like we're overreacting. Get over it. Man up. There are worse things going on in the world right now, some might say. It's just not that easy. If you see someone with depression, don't just let them sit there thinking to themselves all day about why they're depressed. It just makes their current state worse. If you know someone that has depression or suicidal thoughts, call the suicide hotline at 1-800-273-8255. You can save a life. Thank you for watching. And remember, be selfless. Don't be selfish. Because you really may not know what someone is going through.